Beau McDougall with Next Home People First.
Hey everyone, Beau McDougall here, broker owner of Next Home People First. Today we're going to go over in this video the anatomy of a buyer's process. The anatomy of a buyer's process. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time home buyer or you bought multiple properties. It's always a good idea to get a rundown of exactly the steps and the processes and the general order of how the buying process works. So let's jump into it. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need to do is start interviewing for your real estate agent. This process can be pretty simple if you've worked with an agent before and they're still in the market and you've really liked the service they provided you in the past. Reach back out to them, make sure they're still in business, and then you go ahead and start your search there. If you're a first-time home buyer or new to market, take some time, interview your real estate agents, get an idea of how their process works, if they align with what you're looking for in a real estate professional. Once you find that really good real estate professional to help you through the buying process, you're going to go on and you're going to find a lender. The agent that you chose can help you provide a list of maybe 2, 3, 4 lenders in the area that have done really good work for them in the past and their clients are really happy with them. Otherwise, there's online searches you can do. Once you've interviewed and figured out what lender works for you, which has the best programs and rates that you think are going to work for your particular situation, that's when you'll go ahead and you'll work on getting a pre-qualification or pre-approval form. Why is this so important? Well, you may think that at some point you can afford X amount when really you can afford more or less based on your current situation and what the particular lender can offer you. This is a good idea to know this before you start the home search so you don't get your heart set on something that you can't afford, or it might limit your actual search. So once you have that pre-approval application in hand, you'll go ahead and you'll send that to that real estate agent that you've been working with and started that relationship with, so they have it in their files so they can move quickly when it is time for you to put an offer on that house. Most houses these days will require some sort of pre-approval, proof of funds, or pre-qualification, even to submit the offer to their seller. This allows them to know that they have a buyer that can qualify and will qualify when they get to that point. So great, now you have that pre-qualification, that pre-approval. Where do you go next? That's when you have that deep dive meeting with your real estate professional. You're gonna go and you're gonna talk about price range, area, features, and your timeline. Are you looking to buy now? Do you have 3 to 6 months? Do you have to have that pool? Is it nice to have? Granite countertops, RV parking, condo, townhome, single family residence. There's so many different things out there that your agent really needs to work with you and decide what is best for you in your particular situation at this time. Once that agent and you have had that relationship and had that talk, it's time for them to get to work. They're going to set up a search, usually in some sort of portal, and that's going to link to your email address. You can get the homes as they come on the market instantly, daily, weekly, whatever your preference is. I would advise you though, once you have one of these portals set up, use the portal. Comment in the portal, like, dislike, because your real estate agent can see what you're doing, and that way they can customize that portal and make it that much better for you, and they can see what you're looking at. When you start looking at third-party sites, it really muddies the water and can really make things more difficult when you're referencing properties that they can't see on their end. So use the portal, adapt that portal, work with your agent to either expand or contract the search criteria to find that perfect home. Time to start looking at homes. Are you a first-time home buyer? Don't get overwhelmed. I would suggest on your first outing, no more than 3 homes. But there's 8, 10 you want to see. Well, let's narrow them down to 3, maybe in their particular area. Why do I say that? This can become very overwhelming. You see 5, 6, 7, 10 homes in a day. You can't remember what you liked, what you didn't like, particular aspects of one neighborhood versus another. If you see 3, maybe 5 homes, you can take good notes, digest it that night, and get back at it another day. You can determine if there's things that you don't like, and so you might be able to nix out some of the properties that you are gonna see, but you don't like this X feature or this Y feature. So start that process and be prepared for 3 to 5 in a day. If you're a seasoned investor and you're just looking for cash on cash or some sort of return, 8, 10 homes might be something for you because you're looking more at the numbers, not for that that home feeling with those particular features that make it a home. So great, you've done the searches, you've been out there, you found your dream home. Let's make an offer. Your real estate agent will get the details of the offer, discuss with you market analysis, what they think the best offer is, what you're comfortable offering, terms, conditions, and they'll put it into a residential purchase agreement. Once they have that residential purchase agreement, they'll package it up with that pre-qualification or pre-approval, and they're going to send it to that other agent. That other agent's going to get it, Usually within a day or two, they're going to present it to their seller and they're going to have a response for you. They could have 3 different responses. They could accept your offer, great, you're going to move forward and we're going to get this process started. They could counter you. They could give you different terms than what you offered. You could take that counter, you could counter back or you could reject it. It's all depending on how far off you are with those terms of your original offer. And finally, in the rare occasion they can reject it. If your offer is just so far outside of the parameters that the seller doesn't think that they're going to be able to make a deal with you, they don't want to take any further, they can reject your offer. That doesn't mean you can't come back with a new offer. It just means at this time, they don't even want to counter. They think that you're not going to be able to get to the point where you can have a mutually accepted agreement. So, but let's go back to the dream scenario. You got your offer accepted. What do we do now? Now it's time to open escrow. The agreed upon escrow account, there's a lot of companies here in Las Vegas. We're going to send that contract over to them. They are the gatekeeper. They read the contract as is, addendums, and they just take money, take contracts, and do what's in that document. They have no opinion. They have no favoritism. That's their job. So once escrow is open, they're going to send out requests for the earnest money. What is earnest money, you might say? Earnest money is that promissory note of generally about 1% of the purchase price to show the seller that you're serious. You're not putting in 8-10 offers and then you're just going to walk on them during your due diligence period because you found something better. So you're going to put that due diligence in. They're going to send you wiring instructions. Now let's talk about wire instructions right now. Wire fraud has become a huge issue in the real estate profession. You're going to sign a wire fraud disclosure from me. Escrow is going to send you one. I'm sure the lender is going to send you one. All they're saying is make sure the wire instructions you get, routing numbers, checking account numbers, is correct. You do that by calling escrow. Getting someone on the phone saying, hi, my name is Mr. and Mrs. Smith at 123 Main Street. I got these wire instructions. I want to confirm the numbers with you. Once they confirm that, yep, you're good to go, you'll go to your bank, you'll complete the wiring process. We'll get that receipt. Escrow will let us know when they get it. We can move on. Generally speaking, that needs to happen within 24 to 48 hours of an accepted agreement. What's an accepted agreement, you might say? Well, it's day after both parties have signed. So if both parties signed today, the 20th of February per se, tomorrow would be day 1 of us counting on days for certain items to happen. That's really important when it comes to earnest money, inspections, appraisals, loan contingencies. Day 1 is the day after both parties sign. So earnest money's arrived, everything's good to go, escrow's doing their thing, now what? Your agent needs to send the fully accepted purchase agreement, counters, addendums, whatever that might be, to the lender. That gets them going. That gets their process started. Now, once the lender gets their information, let me warn you, they're going to ask for documents again and again and again and re-verify and re-verify. You may say, I've already given this to you. It's a paycheck. They want to see another paycheck 2 weeks later. They want to see another paycheck 2 weeks later. They want to make sure that nothing changes in your financial background that's going to make you a risk to their institution. So be patient. It's going to seem repetitive, but it's part of the process. Now we're going to start due diligence. That due diligence period starts that day after both parties sign. What happens in due diligence? This is our time to look under the hood. We're going to get a home inspection. Generally speaking, you can get a list of 3 to 5 qualified home inspectors from your agent. You can interview them as well, look at their fees, and they're going to get in there and they're going to look top to bottom. Trust me, their job is to find everything. Never get overwhelmed with a list of repairs. A lot of them are minor, a lot of them are cosmetic. That's their job. If they come in and say you have a good house, nothing's wrong, beware. Even brand new homes have issues. So you want to see a detailed report. You want to see the little cosmetic things because that means that they did their job. Once we get that inspection report back, that's when we're going to ask for either we're going to accept the house as is, or we can ask for a request for repairs from the seller. That can be in a monetary amount, or we can ask for actual repairs. The garbage disposal is not working. We can ask them to have that repaired and be prepared to present us with receipts of repair and proof that it works before we close on the home. This is our chance to make sure that we get close to a perfect home as possible within reason of what we're looking to do with the property. So we got our due diligence period, our home inspection. We've looked up and down all around. We're pretty happy with it. We don't order the appraisal, that is through the lender. So they're going to get an appraisal to make sure that what we say the property is worth it because it is their investment. They're giving you the money. So once they order that appraisal, it usually takes about 10 to 14 days. They have to get some process started before they can even order the appraisal. We get that back about 2 weeks later. We'll see if it comes in at value, high or low. If it comes in above what we offered, congratulations, you have built-in equity. If it comes in right at value, well, we did a good job of writing an offer. If it comes in low, that's gonna cause a conversation between you and me and the seller. Are we gonna ask for a price reduction? Say, hey, obviously the appraisal says your house is worth $10,000 less than what we agreed to buy for. Will you come down? Are we willing to come up, maybe halfway? Say, hey, we'll meet you in the middle. We'll bring $5,000 on top of closing because we love this house. It's perfect for our family. Let's make something happen. Or is this the one? Have you been looking for years and this is the one for you and your family and you're willing to take out $10,000 out of your pocket, put it down and cover the difference in that appraisal? Those are all conversations you and your real estate professional have to have, and it's going to come in after we get the appraisal. That's why we have the appraisal contingency. Now, finally, we have the finance contingency. After we get that appraisal, once they check your background, they're going to give you the final okay. Yes, we can give you the money. Yes, you're qualified. Yes, you have the income to cover the mortgage payment. We will give you the final okay. That's our last, due diligence contingency that we have, generally speaking, on the house. Except unless you live in a community here in Nevada that has an HOA. The seller has to provide the resale documents of the HOA. That gives you all the rules, the regulations, the finances of the HOA. Generally speaking, they take 10 to 14 days to get from the time they're ordered. So if a seller or a seller's agent is on top of it, we can get it pretty quick. If they want to wait for that due diligence period, it could be delayed a little bit. Once we get those documents, we can dive into them for up to 5 days and cancel the transaction if we find something in them that's not suitable for us. We're not allowed to have our boat on the side property. We're not allowed to keep our RV. We can't paint our house purple. Whatever it may be, we can cancel within 5 days of receiving those HOA documents. And typically nowadays, it's gonna be in digital form. So great, we've gone through the transaction, we're approved, appraisal's good, home's good, we've negotiated what we need to negotiate. We are getting close to closing. Usually within 1 to 3 days of the actual closing date, we're gonna do a final walkthrough. Usually the seller's out of the property at that point. We can give it one more once over, make sure they haven't torn out walls while they're moving the furniture out, there hasn't been a huge leak. They fixed the things that we've asked them to fix on that home warranty. This is our time to give it one more good look before we go sign the dotted line, send the final funds, and get those keys. Final walkthrough's done, we approve it, we're happy, we're ready to move on. Let's go to signing. Signing generally will happen either at a real estate office or at an escrow company, but it can happen remotely. If you're traveling, you live out of the state, out of the country, we can set up a mobile notary to send you those documents. It doesn't have to be in state, in city, even in office. So there are multiple ways to get the signing done. Work with your agent and the escrow company to figure out what's the best option for you and your family. After that, you're gonna wire any final funds. If you have a 5% down loan, that 1% of earnest money that you sent isn't gonna cover it. Yes, that earnest money is gonna roll into some of your down payment and fees, but there will be a difference in payment. You're gonna wire those funds. You're gonna do the same thing as last time. Wire fraud, you're gonna call, make sure that the routing number is the same, the checking account number is the same. We don't want you to send a significant amount of money to find out that it never hits. It happens. We've heard horror stories. It's happened in Las Vegas. Make sure that you get the verification. I can't say that enough. Funds have been wired, you've signed, now what? Utilities. The seller's gonna turn off the utilities. They don't wanna pay for it anymore. They are required to keep it till day of close, but you should get ahead of that. You don't want to get to the house and not have gas and power, especially in the winter or summer. So you're going to do water, power, gas, your internet, TV, dish, whatever you may have. And finally, another one is mailbox. They will generally give you 2 mailbox keys. I always suggest going to the post office and getting your mailbox rekeyed. You don't know who has keys to that mailbox. You get a lot of sensitive stuff in your mail. Get new mailbox keys. Finally, day we close, all the files go to the county recorder. We patiently wait. We don't know where we are in line. We get the recording confirmation from escrow. Congratulations, you're a new homeowner. Now what? You meet your agent and you get your keys. Get those keys to your brand new house. Celebrate and enjoy the process. I hope you enjoyed this video on the buying process. Like and subscribe if you did. If you have any questions, you can contact me and my information is below. And if you have any ideas for future videos on this, let me know. Thanks so much.